You ever just stare at your phone like it owes you money? Like you're sitting there thinking, okay, she has to text back eventually, right? Right? But instead of a, hey, I've been thinking about you, all you get is silence. Just you, your thoughts, and an embarrassing playlist of sad songs you swore you'd never listen to again. Yeah, we've all been there. But what if I told you that there's a way? A very real, very surprisingly simple way to make her come back to you? Not with begging, not with 20 hey texts followed by orca, like you're playing some weird Morse code game, not by stalking her Instagram story and reacting to everything she posts like a digital ghost. I'm talking about a way that actually works. Like really works. And it starts with doing nothing. I know, that sounds like the dumbest thing you've heard all week, but stick with me. I promise this is going to make sense, and it might just change everything. Let me introduce you to a little ancient magic. It's called Stoicism. Yeah, sounds fancy. Like something a toga-wearing philosopher would whisper while stroking his beard. But Stoicism isn't just about deep thoughts and staring at mountains. It's about control, self-respect, and a very specific energy that, believe it or not, women find magnetic. So let's break it down. You want her back. She's gone. Maybe she said she needs time. Maybe she said it's over. Maybe she just vanished like a magician on Tinder. Cool. Here's your first step. Stop chasing. I know your brain's screaming right now. But if I don't chase her, she'll forget me. If I don't reach out, she'll think I don't care. If I don't do something, I'll lose her forever. No, you won't. In fact, that's the very mindset that pushes her further away. You chasing. That's not attractive. That's pressure. That's desperation. And desperation smells like bad cologne. Nobody likes it. Stoicism teaches us something wild but powerful. You ready for it? You can't control other people. You can only control yourself. Let that sink in. Read it again if you have to. Because here's the truth. The more you focus on her, the less she'll focus on you. It's like trying to grab a balloon. You reach for it, it floats away. But if you just stand still and let go, sometimes it drifts back to you. Weird, right? Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine you're walking past a bakery. You smell something amazing. Fresh bread, maybe a little cinnamon. You're curious. You peek in the window. It looks warm, inviting. Now imagine the bakery owner sees you looking and comes running out like, hey, come in, please. I bake for you. I love you. Buy something, anything. Would you still feel like going inside? Probably not. You'd slowly back away, clutching your coffee like a shield. Why? Because now it feels weird. The mystery is gone. The magic? Dead. That's what chasing a woman looks like after she's pulled away. But now picture the opposite. You walk past that same bakery. You catch that delicious smell again. You peek in. And this time the baker's just minding his business. Calm. Confident. He doesn't even look at you. He's too busy doing his thing. Kneading dough, sipping coffee, maybe humming a tune. Now you want to go in, don't you? Why? Because now it feels authentic. There's a calm energy, no pressure, just good vibes. You're curious, you want to experience it. Boom. That's Stoicism in action. When you stop trying to get her back and instead focus on being grounded, calm and focused on your own life, something shifts. She starts noticing. She starts wondering. Wait, why hasn't he texted me? Is he okay? Is he seeing someone? Did he move on? Curiosity is the most powerful tool in attraction, and nothing sparks it more than detachment with dignity. Now, let's get even deeper. Let's say she dumped you because she said something like, I just need space, or it's not you, it's me, or the classic, I think we're in different places right now. Translation? I need to know if I can miss you. And guess what? If you're blowing up her phone like a telemarketer with a quota, you're robbing her of the very thing she needs to fall back in love. Distance. That's right. Distance isn't the enemy. It's the secret weapon. Because distance does two things. One, it creates space for reflection. Two, it creates contrast. Let me explain. When you're constantly available, she can't miss you. You're just There, like Wi-Fi, like water, always ready, always waiting. But when you go quiet, when you focus on yourself, when you disappear from her world like a character in a suspense novel, now she notices the void, and that void makes her feel things. It makes her question. It makes her remember. She remembers your laugh, your smell, the way you always opened the door for her. That one time you danced in the kitchen at 2 a.m. like idiots. All the things she forgot when she was too close to see clearly, now they hit her like a playlist of emotional flashbacks. Here's the catch though. This only works if you do it right, because detachment isn't the same as pretending. This isn't about playing games. It's not about acting like you don't care while secretly crying into your pillow. It's about actually shifting your energy inward. Think of it like this. Your attention is currency. And right now, you've been spending all of it on her. Even if you're not texting her, you're thinking about her, dreaming, obsessing. Time to reinvest. In you. Start with the basics. Your health. Hit the gym. Not to post thirst traps on Instagram, unless you want to, but to build that confidence. Exercise is a therapy session your ex can't interrupt, then your hobbies. Remember that thing you used to love doing before she took over your brain like an unpaid landlord? Do that again. Whether it's guitar, coding, hiking, painting, whatever, get back into it. Now take it further. Learn something new. Start reading Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca. These guys were the OG life coaches before TikTok even existed. Here's a gem from Epictetus. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. In other words, don't tell her you've changed. Don't DM her a quote. Don't post vague sad boy poetry on your story. Just live it. Because when she sees you glowing up without her, when she hears through the grapevine that you're doing amazing and you didn't try to prove it, that's when she feels the shift. And that shift is what brings her back. You become the guy she remembers loving. Not the guy who begged, not the guy who folded, but the guy who became even better without her help. And here's the ultimate plot twist. Sometimes when she does come back, you're so grounded, so evolved. You don't even want her anymore, because now you're not coming from lack. You're coming from power, from clarity, from self-respect. And that's the most attractive thing in the world. Look, this isn't magic. It's not about manipulating anyone. It's about realizing your worth doesn't disappear just because someone else did. You're not a half waiting for your other half. You're already whole. And when you show up in the world with that energy, calm, focused, intentional, the universe takes notice. And so does she. So you've stopped chasing, you've stopped texting, you're no longer haunting her stories like a lovesick ghost. You've pulled back and you're focusing on yourself. You're in the gym, you're reading books, you've even started sleeping better. And one magical day, ding. Your phone lights up. It's her. She sends you a casual message. Maybe it's, "Hey stranger," or "I saw something that reminded me of you." Or the very bold, "How have you been?" Now pause. This is the moment most guys trip over their own shoelaces. They see that message and suddenly, boom, heart rate goes up, pupils dilate, brain goes straight into Operation Get Her Back mode. They reply immediately, something like, "Oh my God, I missed you so much. Can we talk? Can we meet? Are you seeing anyone?" And just like that, she feels the same pressure that made her leave in the first place. Remember, she reached out to test the waters, not to dive headfirst back into a relationship. So how should you respond? Here's where your Stoic training comes in, because a Stoic man doesn't react. He responds. And even then, with control, not desperation. So you reply, but not instantly. Maybe after an hour, maybe after a few hours. Why? Because you're actually busy. You've got a life now, remember? You respond with something chill like, "Hey, that's cool. What reminded you of me?" Boom. Short, calm, curious. No pressure. Now she's wondering, what's up? Why aren't you jumping up and down? Why do you sound different? Because you are. You're not acting. you've actually changed. And change is attractive. Now here's a classic mistake to avoid. Don't bring up the past. Don't say, "Why did you leave me?" Don't say, "I was so heartbroken." And for the love of Zeus, don't say, "I've been waiting for you." That's not strength. That's you emotionally belly flopping into her inbox. Don't do it. Instead, stay present. Ask her how she's been. Keep it light. Let her do most of the talking. Let her rediscover you. Think of it like this. You're a new restaurant. You've remodeled. New menu. New vibe. The last time she visited, maybe it wasn't working out. But now she's curious. But don't start handing out free meals to get her attention. You don't need to convince her. Let her experience it. Now, while you're talking to her again, keep your cool. If she asks to meet up, great. But don't overdo it. You're not rushing into anything. And when you do meet, show up as the guy who's done the work. That doesn't mean flaunting your glow up like a walking Instagram filter. It means being calm, clear, focused. You're not there to win her back. You're there to see if this connection still deserves your energy. Because here's a truth bomb. Just because someone returned doesn't mean they've changed. She might come back out of curiosity, loneliness, nostalgia, but that doesn't mean she's ready to give you what you actually need. This is where most guys fumble again. They take her return as a green light to go all in. They put her right back on the pedestal, forget the pain, ignore the issues, and boom, back in the same cycle. Then she pulls away again. And guess what? You're crushed. Again. But not you. Not this time. Because you're approaching this like a Stoic. And that means you're checking in with yourself first. Ask yourself, do I still want her? Or am I just addicted to the idea of her? Do I miss her? Or do I miss the version of me who was with her? Is she respecting me now? Or am I just her emotional safety net? Deep questions, I know, but they matter. Because true strength isn't getting her back. It's knowing when to let her stay gone. And if she has changed, if she's showing genuine effort, consistency, vulnerability, then good. Proceed slowly. Let her earn your energy, just like you're earning hers. Let's zoom out for a second. Do you know why Stoicism works so well in relationships? Because it teaches you to be anchored, not tossed around by every emotional wave. Relationships are full of storms. People say things, do things, change their minds, get scared, get excited, get bored. It's chaos. But a Stoic man, he's like a mountain in the middle of it. Solid, grounded, calm. Women feel that. They sense it. And whether they say it or not, it soothes them. It attracts them. It makes them feel safe. Not because you're always saying the right things, but because you're not freaking out over every little shift in the wind. That's rare. And rare is irresistible. Let's talk about your emotional energy now. Ever heard of emotional real estate? It's this idea that people rent space in your mind, and they either pay rent with value, respect, and kindness, or they squat for free, messing up the place. When your ex left, she was still living in your head, rent-free. She was influencing your emotions, your thoughts, your actions. You couldn't move on, couldn't breathe. But Stoicism teaches you how to evict people who no longer deserve that mental space. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with clarity. You look at the facts, you assess the value, and you make decisions based on what serves your peace, not what feeds your ego. That's what brings real power. And power doesn't beg. It doesn't chase. It doesn't crumble when someone walks away. It holds. It strengthens. It attracts. Let me give you a visual. Imagine you're a tree, a tall, solid, ancient oak. Deep roots, strong branches. The wind might shake your leaves. The rain might hit your bark. Some birds might land, some might fly away. But you stay rooted. You don't run after birds. You don't beg the sun to shine. You just exist in your power. And the right things, the right people, they come back and they stay. Not because you chased them, but because your presence is undeniable. That's you now. You're no longer trying to get her back. You're becoming the man who doesn't need to, because your energy naturally pulls the right people toward you and gently pushes the wrong ones away. So if she comes back and you still want her, great, but let her come all the way. Don't meet her at 100% while she's giving 40%. Watch her actions, watch her effort, and most importantly, watch yourself. If you feel that anxiety coming back, that old feeling of walking on eggshells, hoping she stays, hoping she loves you again, that's your sign to pause, breathe, reflect. Stoicism isn't about being cold. It's about being clear. It's not about never feeling anything. It's about feeling everything and still choosing peace. That's your superpower now. Let her come back if she wants. Let her prove she's worthy again, but don't lose yourself in the process, because you've already found the most important thing of all, you. So here's the truth, my friend. You don't need to chase her. You don't need to convince her. And you definitely don't need to lose sleep wondering if she'll come back. Because when you level up, when you step fully into your power, she will notice. Maybe she comes back. Maybe she doesn't. But by then, it won't matter. Because you will be the man who doesn't just get women. You'll be the man they regret leaving. Now listen, if you got value from this, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment below with your thoughts, or share your story. You never know who might need to hear it. And if you want more real talk about Stoicism, love, attraction, and becoming an absolute beast in life, make sure to subscribe and turn on that little notification bell. I've got a ton of fire coming your way. Until next time, stay calm, stay grounded, and remember, a king doesn't chase, he builds, and the world comes to him. Catch you in the next one.